Okay, saxophone. First, we're going to talk about theoretical ranges. First, there's the B flat soprano saxophone, and it sounds a whole step lower than it's written, and it can go from an A flat 3 to about an E flat 6. And then we have the E flat alto saxophone, and it sounds a major 6 lower than it's written, and it can go from a D flat 3 to an A flat 6. Then we have the B flat tenor saxophone, which I'm going to be playing today, and it can go from an A flat 2 to an E flat 5. Then we have the E flat baritone or bari sax, and also the B flat tenor, it sounds a major 9th lower than it's written. The E flat bari sax sounds an octave plus a major 6 lower than it's written, and it can go from a D flat 2 to an A flat 4. Then the B flat bass saxophone, it sounds 2 octaves plus a whole step lower than it's written, and it can go from an A flat 1 to an E flat 4. Now I'm going to teach you how to put the saxophone together. And you want to get the saxophone out of the case by the bell so you do not damage the keys. And I have my neck strap on already. You just put it on like a necklace. I'm not going to put it on the instrument yet. Next we have the neck of the instrument. And we're going to hold this octave key down while we do this. And we're just going to insert him into the top like so, facing away. This part faces this way and that part faces that way. And then we have the mouthpiece with the ligature. The ligature is over here for some reason. And the reed. You want to soak your reeds in water or spit and get them all wet. I'm not going to be playing on this reed, but if I was, I would want to make it more wet than this. And I like to put the reed on the mouthpiece while it's not on the saxophone. And first we're going to put the ligature on, all loose. Make sure these 2 parts are loose. And then you're just going to insert the reed like you would on a clarinet and leave this hairline thing, just a hair a little bit above, just like that. Make sure it's covering the entire hole. And once the reed is in place, you're going to put it onto the neck. And then we can put our neck strap on where this little hook is, and we can start playing. To hold the sax, you want the natural curvature of your hand. Like if you put your hands at your sides, it makes this C shape. And you have your thumb rest here. Put your thumb there, and then hover your hand over these 3 keys. This hand goes up here over these 3 keys. Sometimes there's a top key up here. You don't want to touch that one because that one isn't used really very much for what we're doing. And then in the back, you want to have your thumb here ready to press this button. And your pinkies can just go where they want to, where they feel comfortable. Now I'm going to play for you, but I'm not going to play this instrument because this instrument is not good. So I'm going to take this guy apart. And then you're also going to want to tighten this little knob here, but I didn't do that because I knew I wasn't going to be playing this. This instrument needs some love, but I'm not going to give it that love. And now I'm going to take this saxophone.
That instrument needs to be played faster.
This saxophone, I'm going to put it like that, and I'm going to make sure I can make a sound before I play some good tunes for you. I have to readjust my position because this sax feels a little different. I'm going to turn the mouthpiece a little bit. play for you number 1 and number 2 of essential elements. And you're also gonna want, with tenor sax, my neck strap fell off, to have it to the side because it's a big boy. On to number 2. Now you know how to play saxophone. I didn't describe the embouchure. Let me do that now. So for the embouchure, you want to have, it's a little bit looser than clarinet embouchure. Basically treat these like a drawstring, and you want to have this part loose and tuck in there like you would with clarinet. Put the mouthpiece in and just do that as you switch between the particles. So it's gonna look like this. And rest your teeth on top. So that's saxophone. Now you know how to play saxophone.